Assists and steals. Prophet Johnson's out there starting his 13th straight game. The Bellevue College transfer averaging 10 points a game on the season. Zion Young, one of the leading scorers on this team, out there as well. But no Parsifala. It's Brock Felder making his first career start. He's at center court. Southern Utah in the white jerseys after a couple of caroms gets it into the backcourt, and it's Thunderbirds basketball going left to right. Antelope Valley in the red jerseys, and we are underway. Southern Utah works the weave to get things started. These are a couple of small ball teams as a cross-court pass is intercepted by Stubbs. Here come the Pioneers right down the lane. A hang in the air, and the bank shot goes for Rodney Ray. A perfect start for Jared Mast's team. They lead 2-0.
Yeah, bringing that full court pressure as well off of a made basket. Again, something that we might see is a little bit of fatigue with this Thunderbirds team. If they're not healthy, if they're congested, their lungs aren't at full capacity, it's going to be interesting to see. Antelope Valley wants to bring the pressure all night long.
Dom Ford, top of the arc, drains along two, and a good start for the Thunderbirds' leading scorer. 15 points a game. The Idaho transfer has been sensational. He ties us up at 2 apiece. Minute gone by here in this opening half. Last game before the calendar turns over to 2024 for both of these teams. Nicholas hoists a right wing three, hits the iron, and Prophet Johnson floats in for the rebound. Southern Utah the other way, looking to go in front for the first time. It's Johnson just beyond the left elbow, misses the right side of the rim. Ray has got the rebound for Antelope Valley. Pioneers looking to push. Taylor gets it back. Nice feed from Nicholas as he dives to the bucket for two. Nifty old school give and go.
Yeah, I mean, that's just poor defense. You immediately see head coach Rob Jeter turn to his coaching staff, say, hey, guys, we got to figure something out here. That's not a, like you said, it's an old school move. It's a give and go. We got to be better than that.
Zion Young straight away misses a three wide left. Felder fights for the offensive rebound, but Rodney Ray takes it away for the Pioneers, who lead 4-2 in their early going. Ball thrown up ahead to Stubbs. Ford almost able to take it away, but the Pioneers control. Stubbs, a left wing triple, is short. Felder the rebound. First career start for the young freshman. Up ahead, Zion Young into a sea of red. Tough shot, floats it up too strong. Felder can't get the board. Christian Taylor the rebound. And this Pioneers team that doesn't have a starter over 6'5", doing a great job on the glass here in the early going. Michael Hayes with the ball between the rings. The team's leading scorer gives off to Nicholas. And a disconjorted weave run by Antelope Valley. Shot clock is down to 8. Nicholas drives on Felder, loses the ball. Young picks it up. He's fouled. Prophet Johnson was open up ahead, and Young wasn't able to look up and see it. I don't know that Young really had a chance to look up and see that pass. He didn't quite have the ball, and then he was fouled.
Yeah, it seemed like right as he gained control of that ball, he was getting fouled. Prophet Johnson would have put on a show for us, though.
As he often does. Southern Utah down 2. 2 minutes, 40 seconds gone by in this first half. They have just one bucket, the jumper from Dom Ford. Prophet Johnson thinks about a left wing three. Ford cuts back door, and the ball finds its way to Braden Housley. He's been an excellent scorer this year for the Thunderbirds. He sets up Young wide open on the right wing, and he hits all nylon on a three. Southern Utah in front for the first time. Thunderbirds up by 1. A drive into the paint, ball lost out of bounds. It stays with the Pioneers. Nicholas had it poke free, but Antelope Valley able to keep it. Sixth-year head coach Jordan Mast, graduate of Warner Pacific College. His team off to a fantastic start this season. Nicholas off the inbound, slashes in on Felder, loses it, knocked out of bounds off his leg, out of bounds, and that's a turnover. So that gives it back to Southern Utah with the 1-point lead. And boy, the turnover margin played a big role in their win last time out against Middle Tennessee State, as Malachi Coleman checks in for the first time for the Pioneers.
Absolutely, and that's one thing that you have to realize as a team, you know, say you just don't have the athleticism or whatever, the grit to play really solid one-on-one defense. You have to be able to help your teammate out, right? And that's what we saw there.
Brock Felder left alone, and he pours in a triple. That wasn't the shot Southern Utah was necessarily looking for. It's the first three of Brock Felder's career, and it's an 8-4 Southern Utah lead coming up on 4 minutes gone in this first half. Bullet pass underneath, taken away by Johnson. Races into the front court. Gallops, gets to the right hand. It's swatted out of bounds by Arik Nicholas. Boy, that was a heck of a defensive effort there by the junior from Punta Gorda, Belize.
Yeah, he is so long. So much athleticism there.
And he's basically a forward for this team at 6'5". Rodney Ray at 6'6". Those are the tallest players in the starting lineup are on the court for the Pioneers. Southern Utah, the baseline inbounds up by 4. Pass up top to Ford. He's got some room. Free throw line. Housley, 3-ball corner pocket up and down. Braden Housley with his first points. It's an 11-4 Southern Utah lead and a 9-0 run. Michael Hayes yet to attempt a shot. Hesitation, drive, blocked from behind by Housley. Bounce pass up ahead to Zion Young. 2-on-1. Lob up to Felder. He catches it on the ground and lays it in. Thunderbirds lead by 9. Boy, I think you and I both, Parker, had visions of Showtime as Felder with his great athleticism ran the floor. Post entry pass to Hayes. It's knocked away. He turns with his left hand. He trains it. Tough shot by Michael Hayes. His first points. And it's down to a 7-point Thunderbird lead.
Yeah, that's a really good shot there.
Young off a feed from Felder. Rims off a straightaway 3. Antelope Valley the rebound. Oh, nifty hesitation by Coleman as he splits 2 defenders for the easy lay-in. 13-8 Southern Utah on top. 5 minutes gone by in this first half. And that's just a great read right there by the sophomore from Long Island.
Yeah, that's exactly what you have to do. And all guards are switching everything, which is exactly what the Thunderbirds are doing. They're switching all ball screens. What you have to do is fake that dribble handoff, split the double team.
Handoff back to Housley. Comes up short on a straightaway 3. Prophet Johnson, the offensive rebound. Down in the paint, he kicks it out to Housley on the far side. Shot clock down to 12. Up top, Ford slashes in. Hangs, finger roll. Hangs on the rim and falls with a foul. Boy, Dom Ford might have had an extra step in there, but he gets the finger roll to go.
No, and open looks. Inside-out action, a little miscommunication for the Pioneers. Can't have that. If you are this Pioneers team, you cannot let the Thunderbirds start making threes. It's the one way that you can just completely give away this basketball game, because clearly they have the talent, they have the athleticism to hang around this ball game, especially when you're not necessarily super outsized. Parsifal isn't playing, so this is a ball game that the Pioneers feel like they can be in at the end, but if they're going to give up open looks from 3, the Thunderbirds team might run away with it.
Dom Ford missed the free throw, so it remains a 7-point lead for Southern Utah. Here goes Taylor slashing right at Johnson, pivots around and he travels. Boy, he had room just outside the restricted area if he'd been able to get the shot off cleanly, but he travels. And into the game comes Robert Jeter, the son of head coach Rob Jeter. He has not played since November 21st at Louisiana Tech. That was a loss for the Thunderbirds, but with the sickness that Southern Utah is dealing with almost team-wide here tonight, no Parsifal amongst others, Jeter being called into action here early in the game. Chaz Hutchison's in for the first time as well. He sets the screen. Johnson cuts left, feeds Zion Young, who buries a triple. 10-point lead on the second 3 of the game for Zion Young. He's hit multiple threes in 8 of 13 contests this year. Backdoor pass goes awry for Antelope Valley, out of bounds, and it is the 5th turnover of the game by the Pioneers. And that is not something you can afford to do against a Southern Utah team whose turnover margin has been superb this season.
And it feels like their turnover margin has been so good because they've been so smart with the basketball. But as of late, they're starting to force a lot of turnovers as well. So when you're smart with the basketball and you're forcing turnovers, that can lead to some big wins.
Housley has a floater volleyball swatted away. Prophet Johnson, the rebound. He carves his way into the paint. He rises with a right hand. It rolls off the cylinder. The rebound to Arik Nicholas. Here comes Antelope Valley, down by 10, 13-15 to go first half. Coleman on the wing, drives on Housley. He's fouled before the shot went up. That is the first team foul against Southern Utah, and that's something you talked about earlier, Parker. The Southern Utah team early in the year struggled to defend without fouling, and here's their first foul 6 minutes and 46 seconds into the game.
Yeah, and forcing turnovers, right? So it's not like they lost aggression in the way they were defending. They're just being smarter about it.
Three-pointer up and down for Rasheed Butler. Had 3 total points in 9 minutes off the bench last time out in the win against Montana Technical Institute, a top 10 team at the time when Antelope Valley beat them. He matches his point total here to cut the lead to 7. Zion Young gets through 3 red jerseys. Entry pass to Hutchison at the block. turns around, lefty floater, drops through. Nice move from Chaz Hutchison, who did not play last time against Middle Tennessee State before the Christmas break. And he pushes the Southern Utah lead back to 9. 12.5 to go in the first half. Antelope Valley, the ball looking to answer. Taylor on the wing. Drifts his way up top. Sets up Butler. Tries another three. That one wide to the right. Jeter with the rebound. Southern Utah trying to stay hot offensively. They're 8 of 16 from the floor. Lob down low. Hutchison rises, takes contact, no foul. The Southern Utah bench wanted it. They probably should have gotten one too. Instead, the shot goes awry. Here comes Coleman. Backdoor goes Hayes. He rises and lays it in, and it's 20-13. Southern Utah offensively, 8 of 17 from the floor. Young, deep, right wing triple. He's got another one. He blows a kiss to the crowd for good measure, and the lead is back to 10 for SUU. Pioneers playing quickly. Coleman downhill, blocked by Hutchison with his right hand, out of bounds, and that'll take us to the under 12 media timeout. 11:35 to go in the first half. Southern Utah 23, Antelope Valley 30.
We are here to help right now.
We want to serve you.
Now more than ever, Zions Bank is for you.
Southern Utah's got a 23-13 lead alongside Parker Haney. Spencer McLaughlin on hand. Zion Young, the story offensively. 3 of 4 from distance. He's got 9 points. Antelope Valley, the ball, though, the entry pass goes in, and a tough finish on the baseline by Rodney Ray. Got it off glass and then rolled it over the cylinder to make it a single-digit game once again. Southern Utah 4-8 on the year, trying to win back-to-back games for the first time this season. They're 0-4 following a win, or 0-3 rather, following a win. Trying to end that trend here. Shot clock is down to 5. Prophet Johnson splits a couple. Right elbow fadeaway. Too strong. The rebound to Nicholas, and here come the Pioneers looking to cut into an 8-point deficit. Butler catch and shoot. Transition. He's got a 3. Second triple of the game for Rasheed Butler. And it's a 5-0 run out of the timeout for Antelope Valley. Ford the other way, attacking, hangs in the air, banks it home. Oh, what a move from Dom Ford, and a tough finish.
Really tough finish. This Antelope Valley team is hanging around, though.
Ford's got 6 points. A floater at the other end goes for Coleman with the left hand, and he's going to the free throw line as well. Rob Jeter, I think, frustrated at his team allowing defensive penetration. I also don't think he cared for the foul call there. But regardless, Coleman with a tough finish off the glass.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, it was at a size disadvantage. Went up over the top of Felder. Took the contact. I thought there was a foul from my angle.
And the lefty misses the free throw. But it's a 5-point game with 10.5 to go. Southern Utah the lead in the ball. Dom Ford straight away, given room for a 3, wide to the right, and it falls on the baseline out of bounds. Ford had a great look there, but missed his first 3-point shot. He does have 6 points, but that's his first miss from the floor. Braden Housley's back in, Prophet Johnson out. Looks like he's grabbing at his right hip a little bit, but I think he's all right. So Antelope Valley, out of the NAIA ranks, 20th ranked team in the country at that level. They're playing like it right now.
Oh, absolutely. Hanging around in this game.
Robert Jeter forces a steal on the handoff. Up ahead, Housley slashes in, takes some contact. He's going to the line for 2 shots. And now Jordan Mast has his hands out, wondering where Nicholas fouled the Thunderbirds guard. I think his point is that he was giving ground, and I think he was right.
Yeah. Like they both went up at the same time, and defender kept his hands up in the air. It's a tough call when the offensive player initiates that contact.
Housley swishes the first, 60% foul shooter on this season. He's got 4 points in the game, averaging just under 13 per contest this year. Guy who has become a big part of this Southern Utah offense in the building of this program under first-year head coach Rob Jeter. He and Zion Young and Parsifal, the only holdovers from last year's team that made it all the way to the WAC Tournament Championship game, losing to GCU, who will be in town Thursday night here at the AFEC. Pair of free throws for Housley makes it a 27-20 Southern Utah lead. Midway point of a slow-moving first half. Rodney Ray ignites the offense for Antelope Valley at the other end. Southern Utah trying to apply some high ball pressure. Kylie Graham is into the game for the first time. He almost double dribbles. The shot clock is down to 10. He gets it off to Taylor. He attacks, finds a lane, swat it off the backboard, but they say goaltending as it hit the glass first. Rob Jeter doesn't agree with that call either. It was certainly close.
It is a reviewable play, so the Thunderbirds were at Montana State. Brock Felder had a similar one of those right before the half. They called it a goaltend, reviewed it at half, and then actually gave him a good block.
Rob Jeter cans a right wing triple. It's his first 3 of the season. Called into action for the first time in over a month because of a shorthanded Southern Utah roster, and he's making an impact early. He plays defense here, defends again on a driving Nicholas, who flips it in on a finger roll plus the foul. So Jeter scores 3 at one end, but a chance to give up 3 at the other end in the old-fashioned sense, as Nicholas, with his first field goal, has a chance to complete the three-point play. Nestor Diachok in, Zion Young out. Diachok was one of those guys they weren't sure if he was going to be feeling well enough to play, but evidently good enough to go. Nicholas at the line, and he rattles in the free throw. So with 9:18 to go in the first half, Southern Utah has the lead, but Antelope Valley just refusing to let them pull away as the lead is 5. Southern Utah is shooting 6 of 9 from beyond the arc, 50% from the floor. 6 different players have scored, but they have been unable to consistently get stops against this high-flying Pioneers offense. Housley has it poked free. Ford comes to save him from it, sliding on the ground. Diachok at the elbow, back to Ford, over the head. Felder rises and he flushes in a crowd. Great hustle by Dom Ford to make that happen. Pioneers at the other end. Hayes looking for room, cut off by Felder. 7-point Southern Utah lead. Skip past Graham, corner pocket 3, off the heel. Ford the rebound. Great box out there by Dom Ford. Southern Utah trying to build the lead here in this first half against a scrappy and red-hot Pioneers squad. Ford, a crossover, a corkscrew, fades away. Dirk Nowitzki style, grazes the iron and comes up short. Rebound to Hayes. Ford reaches in and fouls him. Just the 4th team foul against Southern Utah, so no free throws yet. Thunderbirds up 32-15 with 8:15 to go in the first half. Try the hook and ladder sub from Firehouse Subs. It's piled high with freshly sliced smoked turkey breast and Virginia honey ham. Then it's topped with melted Monterey Jack and served hot in a toasted roll. Firehouse Subs. Enjoy more subs. Save more lives. So Antelope Valley playing their first Division I school of the year, putting up quite a fight here on the road at the 8-minute mark of the first half, and a foul on the drive. Felder came over the top and had a little friendly fire on Diachok. There's a Pioneer slow to get up. I believe that's Hayes, who was fouled. Felder called for the foul. Actually, that was Rodney Ray on the drive, and he's limping a little, but looks to be okay.
I think they got that on Diachok on the drive, I believe, so it should be baseline out of bounds. Yeah, that's what we're looking at.
And Ray is going to check out for head coach Jordan Mast, and in comes Arik Nicholas. Baseline out of bounds for the Pioneers, down by 7. Chest pass to the top of the key, hauled in by Taylor. He drives, he probes on the baseline, he fades and he hits. Nifty little 10-footer for Christian Taylor, and he's got 6 points. He's 3 of 3 from the floor. Entry pass, and Felder is knocked away. He got hit in the throat. It's a turnover, just the 2nd for Southern Utah. Coming the other way is Hayes, up and under in a crowd. He leaves it short. Rebound Taylor, the handoff, and Nicholas lays it in. It's a 3-point game with 7:30 to go, and Jared Mast wants to take a timeout. We'll take it as well. How about the Pioneer? And Antelope Valley, this is a team that had Rob Jeter's attention coming into this matchup, and for good reason. They're the number 20 NAIA team in the country out of the Cal Pac, which is a fantastic league, a conference in which they went 19-1 against league foes a season ago. This is a team and a program that is in a really strong position right now.
Absolutely. They're playing with all kinds of confidence, and that's one of the most dangerous things you can have as a basketball program, is playing with confidence, feeling like any time you step on the floor, you can win.
Hayes steals the entry pass at one end, blocked by Felder at the other. Hang in the air by Stubbs, and a foul is called on the rebound against Braden Housley. So Antelope Valley is going to have possession here, down by 3. Southern Utah, that has so far had 8 players check into the game. Everybody's been battling, not everyone, but feels like everyone's been battling a little bit of an injury bug lately. Drive into the lane, a drop off for Stubbs, and he floats it up and in. 1 point game with 7 minutes to go in the first half. Southern Utah just not able to dig in defensively. Braden Housley to Zion Young on the wing. He's at the hot hand. Pump fake, drive, hang in the air, drop off Johnson. Blocked off the window by Nicholas. It's the 3rd block of the game for the Pioneers, who can take the lead on this possession. Graham with the ball right in front of the Southern Utah bench, and a dangerous pass over to Taylor. Young could have gone for the steal, wisely backed off. Taylor directing traffic, check by Young. Throws it to Stubbs on the flare. Pump fake, a drive by Felder. No help, he floats off the backboard, way too strong. Comes straight back down to Dom Ford. Southern Utah the other way. Young in transition, short on a left wing 3. And flying in for the rebound, Alean Stubbs. Antelope Valley putting up one heck of a fight. 32-31, they trail. 6 minutes to go in this first half. Housley almost knocks the ball away. He does. Felder up ahead. Housley, errant pass. He collects it on the baseline. He's one-on-one down there. Turns, and he's fouled by Nicholas. That is going to be his 2nd personal foul, 4th team foul against the Pioneers. But boy, we've talked about the offense for Antelope Valley. The defense has really stepped it up in the last few sequences.
Yeah, absolutely, getting the stops that they need to crawl back into this ball game.
Housley makes the first free throw.
Thunderbird's got to have a real gut check here. Not a ton of student body here in this arena, but a decent community turnout. And you know, if you're down at halftime to a NAIA school, it kind of feels like it sucks the wind out of here. Almost gives Antelope Valley the momentum in the building.
Second free throw good as well. So a 3-point Southern Utah lead, 34-31, 5:45 to go first half. Slashing drive by Taylor. He lost the ball. Antelope Valley gets it back. Hayes powers up. A bunch of white jerseys able to knock it free. Prophet Johnson the other way for SU's. They look to build on a 3-point edge. Knifes his way inside. Hangs, floats it up with the right hand too strong. Had a great look and couldn't convert. Pioneers the other way. Drive inside by Coleman. Kicks it back out. Graham. Now check that. Jacob Martinez is into the game for the first time, who did not play last time out against Montana Technical Institute. That was a top 10 NAIA win for this Antelope Valley squad. Winners of 6 straight. Coleman between the rings. Bounce pass down low, and Zion Young fouls Michael Hayes. That's the 7th team foul against Southern Utah, so that'll be free throws for the Pioneers. Checking back into the game, Rodney Ray for Jordan Mast. He went out with an injury earlier, looks to be all right. And to the free throw line goes Michael Hayes, who had quite the game last time out in that win against Montana Tech. Led the team with 24 points. How about this, Parker? Also led the team with 5 steals and 3 blocks. You'll love that sort of defensive effort if you're a head coach, as he makes the first free throw.
Absolutely. He's just a really solid player. Could be playing at any level. You know, chose Antelope Valley, and he's making the most of his opportunity.
Native of Tracy, California, one of 8 in-state recruits for this Antelope Valley team competing in the Cal Pac. Second free throw up and down. And with 5 minutes to play in the first half, we've got ourselves a 1-point game Southern Utah the lead in the ball. Offense has sputtered in the last couple of minutes, one for their last 5. Dom Ford, hesitation, twirls himself down to the ground. He travels, and the 4th Thunderbird turnover will give the Pioneers a chance to take their first lead since it was 4-2.
Feels like the Thunderbirds are playing a little bit of hero ball. You know, it's 1, maybe 2 passes, and then it's just looking to score. Not a recipe for success. Have to do what they were doing at the beginning of the game, moving the ball around, staying in their offense.
Hayes in the high post against Young. Couple of small ball 4s, flips it up and can't quite get the roll. Chaz Hutchison, the rebound, back into the game for SUU. He gets a bounce pass running the court right through his hands. Boy, he was asking for it from Housley, and he just couldn't handle it. Hayes sets up Butler, a 3 for the lead, rattles off. Hutchison with a strong rebound. Zion Young steps into a transition bucket of his own. He got it with a foul. Rodney Ray gives Zion Young a chance for a 4-point play. And a guy who is now into double figures, a game-high 12 points, all of his points coming from beyond the arc. That is what he can do. He's got that microwave ability as Robert Jeter returns for Dom Ford.
And again, that's one of those shots. It's in transition. You feel like it's an ill-advised 3, but he had already made 3 of them. And there was a miscommunication on defense, right? He came down, he got all the way to the 3-point line, and nobody was standing in front of him.
Young leaves the free throw short. Ray the rebound for Antelope Valley. Thunderbirds a 4-point lead, 4 minutes to go. Ray hesitates, drives on Hutchison. Left hand comes up short. Put back no. A 3rd try is up, and he rolls it in. Persistence pays off for Rodney Ray, and it's a 2-point game. Braden Housley on the far side, defended by Martinez, and a foul away from the ball. This is against Rodney Ray. That's his 3rd for the Pioneers, and will take us to our under 4 media timeout. 37-35 with 50% from the floor. Has to make head coach Jordan Mast very happy.
Yeah, it's been the theme all year long. I know I keep saying that, but it's been the theme all year long for this Thunderbirds team. They're giving up 77 points per game and allowing opponents to shoot, on average, 50% from the floor. I mean, it's just anytime somebody plays the Thunderbirds, you know they're going to have a good shooting game.
Robert Jeter catches the inbounds pass for Southern Utah, looking to build on a 2-point lead. He's trapped and gets it off to Housley with 10 on the shot clock. Back down, kick to Jeter, driving in the lane, finger roll is up. Hutchison soaring in from the rafters, he throws it down. That stretches the SUU lead to 4 and perhaps gives some much needed energy to the Thunderbird bench. Antelope Valley at the other end. Bullet pass underneath to Coleman. Hounded by Housley. Shot clock quickly down to 10. Kick out Martinez. He fires a 3 and misses. Prophet Johnson fights for the rebound and comes away with it. SUU up 4. Johnson crossover to the left. Works his way back. Stops in the paint. Almost an offensive foul. Jeter staying aggressive. Drives inside. Floats it up and it rims off. Robert Jeter has had a nice first half. Couldn't quite get that one to go. Hayes at the other end throws up a wild shot driving into the paint. He's down behind the play. Southern Utah 5-on-4. Housley, Johnson, Jeter is open. Young in the corner, fires a 3, rims it off. Hutchison the board, and he's fouled. That is the 17th foul against Antelope Valley. So free throws coming here for Chaz Hutchison. Boy, that Antelope Valley drive at the other end. Can't imagine it's what Jordan Mast wanted to see from his team. Southern Utah caught a little bit of a break. That was a wild shot from Michael Hayes.
And they've been doing a good job of doing that, right? They're getting out in transition, forcing the issue, making it really hard for the Thunderbirds to defend them. Not necessarily the 3 ball that's keeping Antelope Valley in this game. It's been drives like that, but that one, yeah, you maybe want to see him, come to a jump stop, wait for a little bit of help from his teammates, kick that ball out, try and get a better shot. But it's kind of their identity is they're going to push it. They're going to try and finish everything at the rim. They're athletic. They like to play above the rim. We've seen that a few times on a couple of these and 1 calls.
Chaz Hutchison makes the first free throw. He's now 14 of 17 at the line this year. Transfer from UC Irvine. He played in 29 games over there for the Anteaters. Just about 2.5 points and 2.5 rebounds per game. A bigger role for Southern Utah off the bench this year. Dom Ford rotates in. It's Ford, Housley, Hutchison, Johnson, and Jeter, the 5 for head coach Rob Jeter.
Yeah, I think Young had some blood on his shorts, on his jersey, trying to get him cleaned up.
Hutchison misses the second free throw. So with 2:25 to go in the first half, it's a 5-point Southern Utah lead. Hayes coming the other way, gets into the paint and kicks it out to Butler, who thinks about the 3. And Antelope Valley works themselves into that Horns offensive set. Coleman on the drive, kick out Martinez, a corner 3 is long. Coleman the offensive board, underneath to Butler. Southern Utah scrambling around defensively. Hayes powers up from the left side but can't bank it home. Hutchison the rebound. He's got 6 in this first half. Housley barrels in, banks it home with a right hand.
Good job by Hutchison down on this end defensively, not fouling on that drive attempt. You could tell that's what Hayes wanted, was to draw that contact. Hutchison does a good job of using his length, keeping his body away.
Bank shot in the paint goes for Christian Taylor right over the top of Prophet Johnson. That was an awkward body contorting shot. It's a 5-point Southern Utah lead. Dom Ford in the post, left block extended into the paint, kick out Jeter, swing it to Johnson, right wing lefty 3, misses the rim and barely hits backboard. Up ahead, pass for Martinez is too long, out of bounds. The police officer in attendance in the building able to stop that one from going down the ramp. Could have been a minute before they captured that basketball.
Yeah. That ball gets down the ramp, it's a nightmare.
It's gone. Speaking of the ramp, Zion Young reemerges after getting some work done by Talon, the trainer for Southern Utah. And it looks like he'll be able to rejoin the game when Coach Jeter decides he wants to put him back in. Johnson gets it in near midcourt to Felder. 1:10 to go in the first half, 42-35. Southern Utah the lead in the ball. Quick ball movement, Felder down low on the block. Backs his way down, kick out Housley. Pump fake and a drive, drifts to the baseline, up top Jeter. 15 on the timer, drives cut off by a couple of red jerseys. Housley with 10 on the shot clock. Felder sets the screen, moves left between the rings. Lob down low, Felder off his right hand out of bounds. And it's a turnover, the 6th of the game for Southern Utah. And a 2-for-1 opportunity here for Antelope Valley.
Again, really sound defense. That time the Thunderbirds went all the way through their motion set. Had a couple ball screens, stopped potentially. They could have had Felder on one of those first rolls. Nonetheless, the Pioneers prevail. Like you said, 2-for-1 opportunity here.
Taylor inside, taken away by Johnson. He's into the front court. Taylor tracking him down. Euro steps, falls away, misses the layup. Ford the tip, no. Johnson on the follow. 7-point Southern Utah lead, 20 seconds to go in the first half. And Antelope Valley wisely going to take the last shot of this opening frame, in which they have played one heck of a ball game. They trailed by 10 points, 23-13, but trailed by 7 right now. 5 seconds to go. Antelope Valley looking for a shot. Stubbs on the right wing. A deep 3 is up, off the mark. And that's how the first half comes to a close here in Cedar City. 44-37 the score. Southern Utah on top of Antelope Valley at the break. 7-13 from beyond the arc in the first half. That has to be the focal point for head coach Jordan Mast.
Yeah, I mean, they feel like if they just have a few more of those misses, I mean, obviously just looking at the score, but if they play a little bit better defense on a few of those and they rim off, you know, they potentially have a lead coming into the second half. So that's definitely going to be the focus for them, is knowing where the shooters are and being able to run them off the three-point line.
Antelope Valley the ball first in the red jerseys. Prophet Johnson pokes it away. Bounce up ahead. Zion Young rises and he flushes for a 9-point lead. Perfect start to the half defensively for Rob Jeter. And Prophet Johnson with another steal. 4 white jerseys, sets up Ford on the left wing. He probes in and back out. Housley trying to lob to Felder down low, who's got the mismatch against the 6'2" Stubbs. Instead, Young misses a 3 and a foul on the rebound called against Alean Stubbs.
I don't know if I like that call.
I don't know that there was a lot of contact there.
Well, it looked like Felder's the one that pushed off there, kind of did a swim move on him. I thought they were going to call it on Felder.
That's going to send Rodney Ray into the game. Stubbs picks up his first. Fouls. Yeah, that's an interesting substitution from Coach Mast.
Yeah, not another guy, but.
Yeah, Stubbs just picked up his first. Ray has 3. Entry pass to Felder with Southern Utah up by 9. Dom Ford, right wing extended. Lob to Felder on the roll. Cyclones around, finds some room and lays it in. Largest lead of the game for Southern Utah, 48-37, minute gone by here in this second half. Antelope Valley, a feed down low and a one-handed flush with a foul for Arik Nicholas. And a nifty pick and roll action there executed by Michael Hayes, who had the dish.
Yeah, what a feed there. I'm standing up top. I can see the whole court, and I didn't even see him under there.
And you're 6'5".
And I'm 6.
Of course, you're standing at the moment, and I'm sitting, so you look about 7'2".
I'll take it.
You and Victor Wembanyama. I'm just kidding. He's much taller than that. That one rattles in on the free throw. It's an 8-point game. 3-point play complete for Nicholas, who has got 8 points, tying a team high with Christian Taylor for the Pioneers. Housley lobs it up for Felder, who can't catch it. Ball is loose. Southern Utah turns it over. Rodney Ray comes away with it. Bounce pass and another turnover by the Pioneers. Housley, Ford lines it up from the corner. Can't hit the three. Young underneath. The putback hangs on the rim and falls off. Boy, it's hard to believe that didn't fall. Looked like he got it off the square. Pioneers the other way. Coleman races, darts to his left hand and lays it in. Timeout. Jordan Mast. His team trailing by 6. They were down 11 a moment ago. And a quick 5-0 spurt. Timeout. So far, the Pioneers and their high-flying offense, over 92 points a game on the season. They're just 2 of 10 from beyond the arc, and both triples came from Rasheed Butler in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah, they were early ones. They've had a couple good looks, you know, an inside-out action. A few of them have come late in the shot clock, though, so that leads to that low percentage from 3 there.
Beg your pardon, Southern Utah with the ball. It was full-court pressure that had Pioneers in the backcourt, and Rodney Ray reaches in and commits a foul on Housley. That's his 4th. And so Jordan Mast quickly sends Butler in off the bench. That's just not a smart foul from Rodney Ray, senior from Long Island. He knows better.
You could see it on his face right as he did it. He reached in, went across the body, knew it was a silly play.
And that's about 35, 40 feet away from the basket.
Yeah, there's no need for it. Have help behind you.
Housley to start the offense for Southern Utah. Gets it off to Johnson. At the elbow, finds Zion Young in the mid-post. Spins in the lane, shot clock at 5. Finds Ford, gets the right hand on the reverse. He scores. 50 move by Dom Ford. He's got 8. The Southern Utah lead is 8. Butler thought about that triple for a moment. Southern Utah looking for stops to try and swell the lead and put the game out of reach. A right elbow jumper misses almost everything from Stubbs. But the foul on the rebound goes against Braden Housley. So Housley whistled for his 3rd, and that keeps it with the Pioneers. Coleman looks wide open underneath. A 2-handed dunk for Michael Hayes.
Miscommunication there.
He's just 3 of 11 from the floor. He does have 8 points to go with 3 boards, couple of assists, and a couple of steals. It's a 6-point SUU lead. Dom Ford between the rings. Gallops left alleyway. A fadeaway from just outside the block is pure. 10 points for Dom Ford. He's into double figures for the 12th time in 13 games this season. Coleman, the mismatch on Felder. Crossover, the up and under. Bank shot goes awry. The rebound, Prophet Johnson. SUU up by 8. Ford on the wing. Let's go with 3. Got it. This match is the largest lead of the game for Southern Utah. That is the 8th triple they've made as a team. Hayes backs it up straight away. Check by Ford. Barreling contact in. He throws it right to Housley, who has the steal. Up ahead, Johnson. He waits patiently and lays it in. The margin of Baker's dozen for Southern Utah.
Really good on-ball defense from Dom Ford that time. Hayes giving him an array of moves.
It's the 9th steal of the game for Southern Utah defensively. Coleman hands off Butler. 3-ball from the corner. Glances off the rim. Ford the rebound. Ford, Young, right wing open for 3. Too strong. Can't get his own miss as Taylor snared it away from him. Throws up ahead to Hayes. Gallops into Ford. Lays it in with a foul. There's another example of what we've talked about. The Pioneers just refuse to let SU pull away. Once again, Parker, the resilience of this Antelope Valley team. Southern Utah misses a 3 that would have made it a 16-point game, and instead they come down, and Hayes is at the free throw line with a chance to complete a 3-point play. He's got 10 points on the game. He misses the free throw short. Prophet Johnson, one-handed pass up ahead. Ford all alone. He lays it in. The Pioneers asleep at the wheel.
Prophet Johnson's 10th rebound on the night. Go along with 3 assists now and 4 points.
Taylor between the legs, right alleyway, terminates the dribble, pulls up, misses off the heel. Rebound Hayes inside. He powers up for 2 with his strong left hand. A dozen for Michael Hayes, halving his total from last game in the win over number 10 Montana Tech. And it's an 11-point Southern Utah lead as we come up on 15 minutes to play. Jeter trots back door, gets a pass, sets up Ford, corner 3, skips into the other corner. Hayes tracks down the rebound, his 4th. Antelope Valley +1 on the glass in this game. Graham back in. Jitterbugs inside, turns around, white jerseys cut him off. Ball finds its way to Stubbs. Let's go with 3, around and off. The putback is there for Christian Taylor. Back to a single-digit game. Zion Young hops inside. Jeter, Ford, lines up a left corner 3. That one doesn't fall. Southern Utah has gone cold. Jump ball, possession arrow favored Southern Utah. Good work by Brock Felder to just kind of calmly and coolly and collectively grab the ball, not commit a foul, and get his team an extra possession.
Yeah, good job tying them up. Even if you can't get the offensive rebound, still give your team another possession here.
Dom Ford just 1 of 5 from beyond the arc. He's the best 3-point shooter on this Southern Utah team. Thunderbirds with the ball up 9. Johnson on the wing, fires a 3 and he drains it. He has not been scoring a lot lately, but he puts Southern Utah up by 12 with a triple right there. Felder defends, and the miss by Hayes. The putback is there by Taylor.
3 straight possessions that led to an offensive rebound and a bucket for this Pioneers team. And again, it's something that they just aren't going to give up.
Johnson in transition, misfires on the triple early in the shot clock. 10-point Southern Utah lead could become single digits here. Hayes, a hop step. He barely gets the pass off, but throws it out of bounds. Got caught in the air. Boy, I'm not sure why he jumped after he came to the stop as Chaz Hutchison comes into the game for Brock Felder. He was in good position to try and find a teammate.
I would have liked to see him just shoot that one. We saw him knock down a fadeaway similar to that early in the first half. He was at his left hand.
Southern Utah up by 10, 13:40 to go. Prophet Johnson on the wing. Finds his way just outside the paint, kick out Zion Young. Dom Ford, lob down low for Hutchison, taken away by Hayes. He's got his 3rd steal of the game. Ray elevates, misses the layup, too strong. There's Taylor again, he's blocked this time. And Southern Utah comes away with a stop. Zion Young, Prophet Johnson, Hutchison underneath for an easy left-handed lay-in. Ball thrown quickly up the court to Taylor at the other end. And he works his way through the paint and back out. Southern Utah up by 12, 13 minutes to go. Graham, one of the smaller players on the court, inbound pass to Taylor. Spins around on the baseline, hangs in the air, and puts the ball behind his shoulder and scores. That is a tough, tough shot by Christian Taylor, who's got 14 points. Had 13 and 11 last time out in the win against Montana Tech. And continuing his strong play for the Pioneers here against the Thunderbirds in Cedar City. First ever meeting between these two programs out of the WAC and the CalPAC. Prophet Johnson on the wing, gets to the elbow. Jeter in the corner, let's go with three. Might have been tipped as it comes up short and air ball.
I think there would have been a foul called if he didn't get that tip on.
Hayes, the entry pass right back to Taylor. The shovel pass to Ray, who throws it down. And it's 64-56. Southern Utah the lead, but Antelope Valley, they just don't go away. Johnson almost has it poked away, knocked out of bounds, and it's a 10-second call. 9th turnover of the game for Southern Utah. And that takes us to the under 12 media timeout. 64 and Hutchison. Coleman to trigger for 6th-year head coach Jordan Mast, off an appearance at the NAIA National Tournament. They picked up a win in round 1, lost in round 2. They received an at-large bid to the national tournament. They went 26-3 last year, 19-1 against Cal Pac opponents. Hanging with Southern Utah out of the Western Athletic Conference here. A corkscrew move in the paint comes up empty for Rodney Ray. And Southern Utah able to get the rebound, trying to get it back to a double-digit lead. Diachok into the game, has played limited minutes. He's battled an illness lately. Free throw entry pass to Hutchison. Underneath, he's fouled as he goes up. And Chaz Hutchison will have a chance for 2 shots at the free throw line.
Good job by the Thunderbirds. Again, not playing selfish hero basketball. We're going to run our set. We're going to get the high-low look that we want. Jeter does a nice job of executing that look. Gets the ball inside to Hutchison, see if he can pay it off.
Hutchison did not play before the break last time out for Southern Utah on the win against Middle Tennessee in the WAC Conference USA Challenge. Last I checked, the Western Athletic Conference had the lead in that matchup on the men's side. I think it was a slight edge to Conference USA on the women's side of things, but fantastic scheduling arrangement organized by both leagues to give some quality non-conference opponents. And Hutchison splits a pair to make it a 9-point Southern Utah edge. Thunderbirds bring full court pressure. Wild pass up the court, gets to Nicholas. He hangs in the air, collides, and finger rolls it in. What a move by Arik Nicholas to get it back to a 7-point game.
Like I said, they just play above the rim. They really use their athleticism well, especially when finishing around the basket.
Southern Utah attacking at the other end. Housley down the lane. He licks it in with a right hand. 11 points for Braden Housley. Had 11 in the win against Middle Tennessee. Has repeated that total so far here with 11 minutes and less than that to go. Entry pass in the post to Stubbs. Backs down on Jeter. Turns baseline up with a right hand off the window, and it hangs on the rim and falls. 67-60. Offensively, this Antelope Valley team showing you why they average over 92 points per game at the NAIA ranks.
Again, shooting the ball 49% from the field.
Prophet Johnson in the corner, in the spin cycle down at the block, turns over his left shoulder, forces it up. No, Diachok is there to clean up the crumbs. Lead seesaws back to 9 for Southern Utah. Stubbs thinks about that three, drives in on Jeter and draws the foul. Just the 4th team foul against Southern Utah. Both teams were whistled for 7 in the first half. Been a lot of clean defense played so far tonight.
Yeah, and I like the officials are kind of letting them go at it, right? There have been a couple strong plays, not necessarily a lot of bang down on the post, but the guards have been trying to get 2 feet in the paint on a lot of possessions. Officials are letting them go at it.
Taylor has had an excellent game. He's got the ball in 14 points. Thinks about a three, puts it on the deck, behind the back against Hutchison. Slip pass around, and one opportunity coming for Michael Hayes. Boy, the interior passing from the Pioneers has been darn near perfect.
Yeah, and it really is interesting because you can tell it's something that they work on, but they aren't the biggest team, so it feels like they shouldn't be rewarded with a lot of points in the paint. But like I was just saying, all of their guards make it an emphasis to get 2 feet in the paint. And then, you know, the other guards are quick and they like backdoor cuts. They like you were saying, just that cross the paint pass. That's what we've seen.
Hutchison lost the rebound. Antelope Valley down on the floor. Taylor, and a timeout taken by Michael Hayes. Boy, Hutchison had the ball in his hands and Taylor just snuck in from behind and jarred it free. And Antelope Valley back inside the AFEC after a quick break. Pioneers with the basketball here. And it's knocked out of bounds by Housley. Well, Braden Housley knocked away the inbounds pass from Malachi Coleman, who was trying to argue, hey, he reached over the line. You can't do that. The official disagreed. It's Antelope Valley basketball, though, down by 7, 9:46 to play in the second half. Alongside Parker Haney, Spencer McLaughlin on hand. Taylor has been fantastic. He had the offensive rebound a moment ago that led to this extra opportunity. Michael Hayes loses it on the drive. Hutchison is fouled. He wanted to race out into the front court. Frustratedly slams it to the hardwood. And I think Rob Jeter is asking right now whether or not that's potentially a clear path foul. I don't think it was, though. I think there were a couple red jerseys back to prevent that from being the case, in which case it's a good foul by the Pioneers. And it goes on Hayes, who committed the turnover. SCU trying to add to a 7-point lead. Braden Housley, Nestor Diachuk, Zion Young, Chaz Hutchison, Robert Jeter, the 5 on the court for first-year head coach Rob Jeter, and a foul away from the ball against Hayes. That is going to be his 3rd. Diachuk out there has played just 5 minutes in the ball game. Hutchison's only played 12. Couple of guys who have been battling an illness the last few games. Their minutes having to be restricted. No Parsifala here tonight for SUU. And they are in one heck of a dogfight with the Pioneers. First all-time meeting. Housley on a corner 3, snaps the net. Second triple of the game for Housley. 4th straight game he's knocked down at least 2 threes, and it's a 10-point game with 9 minutes to go. Taylor is fouled. He fades away and is going to the line for 2 shots. SCU coaching staff disagreed. Diachuk was straight up. I think they got him for crowding the airspace, though, as Taylor leaned in. First trip to the line tonight for Taylor, who had a great game last time out in the win against Montana Tech. 13 points and 11 rebounds. I did not say that he made both his free throw attempts in that game, so that was not my fault. That one's on him as it hits the back iron. Fans in attendance wanting cheese curds from Culver's if a second free throw is missed from Christian Taylor, the senior from Barstow, California. It's all on the line, and he drains it.
Oh, I like that, though.
It's a 9-point game with 9 minutes to go. Southern Utah the lead in the ball. Braden Housley, hesitation, drive, elevates high off the window. He's going to the line for 2. Boy, he almost hit that over the backboard.
Yeah, that looked like it was about to drop in high off the backboard, but struggle from the stripe.
Housley at the free throw line. He's got 14 points in the game to go with 3 steals. Make it 15 after he swishes the first. Southern Utah has matched a season high with 11 steals in the ball game, their highest total since all the way back in early November against Life Pacific. Second one coming for Housley, and he calmly knocks it through. 11-point Southern Utah lead. Trying to close out this pesky Pioneer squad under 6th-year head coach Jordan Mast. NAIA tournament team a season ago. Boy, Ford thought Butler stepped out of bounds on the pass to the corner. Instead, the ball back in the hands of Taylor. Jeter defends him well. Nicholas on the drive, floats it up, comes up short. 2 white jerseys going for it. Housley rips it away from Chaz Hutchison. And Southern Utah brings it into the front court. The clock's starting to become their ally, though still a long way to go. Jeter in the near corner, 1 dribble, throws far side. Housley lets it fly, short on a 3. The rebound claimed by Malachi Coleman for Antelope Valley. Leaves it off for Stubbs. Wide open. Taylor can't hit the 3. He's been able to do everything else today, but misfires on the triple. Southern Utah patiently moving it around the perimeter, looking to win back-to-back games for the first time this season. They come in 0-3 off a win. Zion Young just inside the left elbow, fades away and hits all nylon. 76-63. This matches the largest lead in the game for Southern Utah, but Rasheed Butler answers with his third triple of the game. He's got 9 points, and the lead is cut back down to 10. Dom Ford inside. Hutchison wants no part of a three. Housley all the way out at the logo. Forced over to the bench. No look pass. Jeter in the corner. Lines up a three. Skims the iron. Hutchison there. Goes up and he's fouled. That'll take us to the under 8 media timeout. 7:02 to play. Southern Utah.
For the love of La Liga.
Second free throw upcoming for the UC Irvine transfer. One of a bevy of newcomers in this Southern Utah roster. Just 3 returners from last year's team that went all the way to the WAC tournament championship game, losing to GCU, who will be in town on Thursday night. 2 free throws up and good, and Southern Utah forces a turnover on a bad pass. Housley carving inside. He lays it in with a left hand. Largest lead of the game for Southern Utah, 80-66. And for the first time in the game, Southern Utah has gone to the zone. It was so effective for them defensively against Middle Tennessee State. Bullet pass inside results in 2 points on the baseline by Michael Hayes. Boy, you see what makes him such a tough finisher inside. He's got 16.
He's a really impressive finisher. Used the rim as a extra offensive player there. It looked like Hutchison wanted to get that block, but rim got in his way.
Housley double teamed up top, able to get it off to Ford. Shot clock down to 10. He works on the wing. He fires a three. He's fouled, and he's going to the line for 3 shots. And right as we compliment Michael Hayes, he promptly fouls out of the game.
Yep, his 5th foul. A solid game for him, though. Showed again that he really can play at any level. 16 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Impressive player.
So Dom Ford to the free throw line is a trio of coaches, Donald Williams and Sean Gutting, along with Rob Jeter, giving instructions to 3 players at a time. I don't think you see that very often. Usually it's one coach that's got some ideas. We had 3 players over at the bench as Ford misses the first free throw. You had 3 players over at the bench. You had 3 coaches all talking to him at the same time. You got to be very coordinated to not step on each other's words in that sort of spot. Second free throw is good. Ford 15 points a game this year. He started 16 contests for Idaho a season ago. Was a good 3-point shooter there as well, high 30s, but averaged just 6 points a game. He has really stepped it up for Southern Utah this season, and doing so once again tonight. He's one of 4 Thunderbirds in double figures with 17 points. Housley leads the way with 18. Housley's got the steal, races into the front court, lays it up and in. 20 for Braden Housley. Thunderbirds starting to pull away with 5:45 to play, up by 16. That is a season-high 12 steals for the Thunderbirds defensively. Butler thought about a deep triple. Thunderbirds sitting back in that zone. Taylor into the corner, on the deck. Knocked away by Housley, and he knew it. That's the 17th foul, so free throws coming here for Christian Taylor. Well, it's taken a while, but Southern Utah has started to finally find their way, and they build a big lead here.
Yeah, and it really goes back to slowing down offensively and making sure they're getting the quality looks that they want to get. It felt like, you know, in the second part of that first half, Antelope Valley did a good job of speeding them up, making them play hero ball, making them go one-on-one, try and take, quote-unquote, selfish shots. And then in the second half, it's been a lot of team basketball, a lot of movement, and then obviously the steals have been huge for the Thunderbirds.
1 of 2 at the line for Taylor. 15-point game, 5:20 to go. Southern Utah beats the pressure. Johnson rises, and he's able to flush it through. Got a great feed from Zion Young. And that is Young's 3rd assist of the game, a season high. Backdoor goes Ray. He leaps into the air, misses it strong, gets it back, barrels into Hutchison, misses again. Taylor fighting on the reverse. He lays it in. My goodness. Just relentless effort from the Pioneers, trailing by 15 with 4:45 to go and a rolling clock. Braden Housley guarded by Martinez. Dances and sets up Ford. Left corner 3. Wide to the right. Rebound pinballs around. Hutchison ripped it away from his own guy, Prophet Johnson. Bullet pass underneath to Ford. Quick follow away. He hit it. Boy, Dom Ford looks gassed. Coming down the other way as Southern Utah swells the lead to 17. Oh, and a two-handed stuff on the drive by Rodney Ray. He's into double figures with 10 points and 5 rebounds. Just a bunch of rack attacks from the Pioneers. Timeout is called by Rob Jeter, and that'll take us to our final media timeout of the night. 3:58 to play. Southern Utah, the 88-73 lead.
Numbers that could just immediately lead to layups and buckets for the Thunderbirds.
Braden Housley's got his 4th 20-point effort of the season. He had 20 on December 19th in the buzzer-beating, heartbreaking loss for Southern Utah against Montana State. Thunderbirds inbound with a comfortable lead, looking to win back-to-back games for the first time this season, on their way to doing so. Prophet Johnson drives, ball blocked out of bounds by Jacob Martinez. For an undersized team, this is a solid defensive unit in terms of their activity for Antelope Valley. They have 6 steals, and that's their 4th rejection.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier in the broadcast that they do a good job of using their length and athleticism on offense. Or excuse me, on offense, finishing at the rim, but they also do a great job of it on defense. Like you said, it doesn't really feel like they're necessarily an undersized team because they play so long, they're so active, blocking shots, getting steals.
Zion Young spins on the baseline, hangs in the air, can't bank at home, went a quarter of the way down and popped out of the cylinder. Antelope Valley the other way. Taylor in the corner, checked by Ford. And the Pioneers not in any hurry here, just trying to run sets. And I think if you're Jordan Mast, you feel really good about the performance your team has put on here tonight.
Absolutely, showed that they have no quit.
Nicholas the kick out. Ray gets it back to Nicholas, who gallops inside on Felder and misses a shot wildly off the backboard. Johnson the other way. Housley tees up a triple. Too strong. And the rebound, Taylor. Races into the front court, behind the back, the crossover down the lane. Couldn't get the bank shot to go, didn't even find the rim. And it's hit off. Oh, whoa. That's Southern Utah ball, according to the referee. Looked like Dom Ford hit that last. Matthew Ruckeson, Justin Shamian, and Justin Albrecht are 3 referees here tonight. I haven't disagreed with many of their calls. That was one of them. Housley looking for more. Left alleyway, he is fouled. Hits the deck hard, and the fan hops right up out of the courtside seats to get him on his feet. Almost gives him a little toss back in. There is some substitution confusion. Doesn't seem like there's always a substitution or a clock problem when there's a big lead with less than 3 minutes to go.
Yes.
That's how I feel too.
Housley makes a game take a little bit longer.
Yeah. Housley at the line. He's got 21 after the made free throw, 2 off of a career high for the redshirt freshman out of Skyridge High School in Lehigh, Utah. And he's got a pair. 90-73. Southern Utah has eclipsed the 90-point mark for the 2nd time this year. First time since they did it back in early November against Life Pacific here on their home court. Housley almost had another steal. Thunderbirds defensively have set a season high in steals with 13 on the season as Martinez's corner 3 catches all nylon. Southern Utah also a season high 16 assists offensively. Big reason why they're shooting almost 50% from the field.
Yeah, sharing the basketball, like I said, passing up good looks for great looks. More often than not, it's been under the rim. Give a guy an up fake and then drop it off to a cutter.
Housley ignites the offense and Gallops to the baseline. Prophet Johnson at the free throw line curls off and pours in a two-pointer. Johnson's into double figures. The 5th Thunderbird with 10 or more points. He's got 11 to go with a season-high tying 11 rebounds. He's got 5 assists, a season-high, and 4 steals a season-high. That is Prophet Johnson's game, just doing a little bit of everything. Taylor at the other end. The bullet pass down the lane off the hands of Rodney Ray, and that is turnover number 19. Another season-best mark for Southern Utah as Pete Dadson checks into the game for the 2nd time this year. Has not seen the court since that game I mentioned earlier against Life Pacific. He hit a triple late in that one that caused the place to absolutely erupt here inside the AFEC. He and Diachok come into the game to join Felder, Hutchison, and Housley. 90 seconds to go, and win number 5 is that far away and counting for Southern Utah. Housley a drive, kick out Dadson in the corner, passes low, he collects it, drives on the baseline, hangs in the air, flips it up, comes up short, and the rebound is taken by Alonzo Quiroz, who is fouled, and that'll put him on the free throw line at the other end. 8th team foul against Southern Utah, so it's a 1-and-1.
And doing their best to get Dadson a look from 3 there.
I have to imagine that'll be the strategy on the next possession as well. Quiroz to the line, 6'10" sophomore from Chino, California. Hits the front end of the 1-and-1. And at 6'10", he is the tallest player to take the court on either side tonight.
It's college basketball.
He calmly sinks 2. Oh boy, Housley just got hit trying to get open, and now he's limping behind the play. Looks to be all right. Southern Utah hoping that's just a stinger as he reaches down to grab that right knee. And Rob Jeter takes a timeout just to switch Braden Housley and Prophet Johnson. There was a missed execution on a high 5.
Yeah,
between Braden Housley and Prophet Johnson. I think Housley might have just taken a Charlie horse.
Yeah.
That's certainly what Southern Utah would like it to be. Less than a minute to go. Southern Utah with the ball and the lead. They're going to get the win as well. Trying to get the ball to Pete Dadson. He's being denied by Butler. Diachok has to hoist the 3, and he knocks it down. 95-78. 40 seconds to go. Southern Utah in command for what was a 7-point game at the half. Ray misses the 3. Johnson the other way. 5-second difference, shot clock and game clock. And here goes Pete Dadson on the right wing. The hip-high dribble, in and out, moves it to his left hand, wheels around. Dadson on the drive, gets to the block, has it stripped away inside, jump ball, and the possession arrow is going to give it to Antelope Valley. Well, they had the chance to ISO, and Dadson just not able to find the lane, but Pioneers with a bucket could get over 80 points. They've been held under 80 just twice so far this year. Martinez cuts his way in. Butler a corner 3. That one's off the mark. Johnson with 5 seconds will bring it across the timeline, and that'll do it. Win number 5 for Southern Utah in the books. 95-78 the final. They knock off Antelope Valley in the first all-time meeting with the Pioneers. They win 2 in a row for the first time